All right, let's start with today's event. Of course, the Hackers for Good, we're bringing the community together. And hackers are, of course, not only tech professionals, but we have designers, a business, marketing representatives, a lot of students and researchers as well. So our community is really, really colorful and multi-skilled. For this year, of course, we're looking forward to the Hague 5 edition. So this is our 5th edition, and we are happy to announce the new format. So we're going to tell you more about it shortly. But first things first, of course, the dates for this year Hackathon for Good are November 19th to the 27th. So we'll be looking at just over a week of hackathon activities, and there are multiple ways for you to join. So, as I mentioned a little bit about myself, I'm Milena Ninova. I'm the program support for Hackathon for Good, and I'm very happy to welcome you all here today. I have, of course, quite a few teammates supporting the hackers throughout this intensive, innovative process. Today with me, of course, is Alana, but we'll have a few guys helping us out on the technical side of things. Our main data lead will be Gagan, and then we have 2 supporting team members who will be assisting you on the platform and on the data sets and tooling available. It's exciting also to mention that one of them, Shervan, is actually a participant from last year, one of the winners. So if you're curious to hear about his experience or just get some tips and tricks, always feel free to reach out to Shervan. But enough about us. Let's head into all that you want to know. So for today, we have a very brief agenda. But we wanted to start, of course, with some general information. We wanted to highlight the challenges for this edition, mention some important dates so that you can already save that in your agenda. And as I mentioned, we will be tackling all of your questions at the end in a Q&A format. So if anything pops up while we are presenting, please drop it in the chat. So I think one of the most exciting announcements, hopefully you've seen that already on our social, and yeah, the latest news, of course, is the prize money for this edition. So we're bumping up the prices. For those of you that are familiar with Hackathon for Good format, we do our pitching in 2 rounds. So this is also why you see 2 different kinds of prize money. So the first pitching round is per challenge, and then all of the challenge winners go on to the second round, where you can also win or compete for the overall winner prize. So as you can see, per challenge, we have this year 750 euros, and for the overall winner, 3,500. So you can imagine that, yeah, for a team of 2 to 5 people, that is a significant contribution, of course. But money is not everything, right? We are really looking forward to bringing in some bonus prizes. And what are bonus prizes, you might ask, especially if you're new to hackathons? Bonus prizes are either tools or vouchers and follow-up opportunities that are provided by our partners and challenge owners. So depending on your challenge, keep an eye for that bonus opportunity. As I mentioned, of course, we cannot do this alone. So we do this with a very, very wide community of partners, challenge owners, and communication support. So you can reach out also or get to know us through their channels. We're expanding our partner network. So if you feel like you're maybe part of a big entity or a business and you would like to get involved even more from next year, feel free to reach out to us about becoming a partner as well. So, of course, Lana has very, very important information to share with you. So, Lana, I'm going to hand it over to you about the support program this year.
Yeah, so hello everyone again. As Milena mentioned earlier, this year we have a new program, so new format for Hackathon for Good compared to the last year. And this year, we give you the opportunity to join Hackathon for Good in 2 different tracks. So the fast track is the track for people who have limited time in their hands, or maybe they're a very experienced team already and they just want to quickly go through it. And in this case, then they just only need to join the main mandatory activities, which are the kickoff, the concept delivery, and 48-hour period hack. But for people who want to experience the full, let's say, full experience of Hackathon for Good, we give them the opportunity to join a full track. And in a full track, teams can, besides all the perks from fast track, they can also learn more about design thinking methodology, how to develop your concept. They get to explore data tools. But on the next slide, Milena, I want to explain to you just in the clear bullet points what exactly you get when you join Hackathon for Good in 2 different tracks. So for fast track, as I mentioned before, of course, you get exclusive access to our mentors. So every year we provide to hackers a set of mentors with different expertises for them to get a chance to ask their questions about different topics. There are mentors related to challenges, there are mentors related to business model or concept development. So different types of mentors that you can have a one-on-one session. Of course, you get a data assistance via our platform. That's something that I will talk a little bit more a little bit later. And of course, you get access to all the resources, and you can go to our physical space in The Hague, where you can tailor your concept basically throughout 48-hour hack. For the full track, you get basically all of that. Plus, you get a chance, for example, to talk to challenge owners. So you get a chance to ask them all the questions that you have. Maybe you have some assumptions that you can validate with them. So it's a great opportunity to have your concept stronger. You get access to a tailored support program. That's something that we designed specifically for the Hackathon for Good. And every team will get a set of tools, exercises, and steps that they can go through in order to create a really strong concept and follow all the criteria of our jury members to have higher chances to win a Hackathon for Good. You can also join a different tool introduction. So we'll have a full program of extra events for full track that you can join. It's of course all optional, but it's highly recommended for you to join so you can really learn something new and you can really have a much stronger concept at your hands when you have to pitch it at the end. So there are a bunch of other things that you will get. But I suggest you to go to our website to check the full and fast track and see what fits you best.
Exciting. Thank you very much, Lana. Indeed, we are finalizing that program with additional sessions. So hopefully all of you will jump on the full track. So thank you, Lana, for this. And I would like to bring this in time, right? So the hackathon is approaching basically a month from now. We will be opening our hack period, our 48-hour hack period. So I would like to show you here our timeline. And of course, things are divided based on the mandatory activities and what you are able to access depending on your track, which you can of course choose down the line before the kickoff. I would like to just highlight here a couple of the main events, of course, where we'll be starting on the 19th of November. That's a Saturday. And the times that you see in all of our materials are Central European time. So keep that in mind, especially if you're joining from a different time zone. As Lana mentioned, we have Hackathon for Good platform, where all of our resources and information will be hosted on. But don't be afraid, all of the times in that platform are actually adjusted to where you are located. So that will greatly assist you in attending all of the sessions on time. Then, of course, moving on to the support program that Lana mentioned, really great opportunity to learn. So check that out, see if you can make it for the Monday and Tuesday. Then going forward, we are actually entering the preparation for the 48-hour hack. So for this edition, we have 2 deliverables, and those will be the concept deliverable and the pitch deliverable, which is basically the start and the end of our period. During the 48-hour hack, either online or on location, you will have access to the mentors that Lana highlighted so far, and of course, our support team and all of the tech support from the tooling available. We have very, very exciting partners this year. Hopefully you've seen that also on the socials. Of course, Hackathon for Good is supported by AWS. And this year we have one startup, Roseman Labs, which is bringing security and encryption to a whole new level. So take a look and make sure to try out this new technology. Now, for the pitch event, of course, the most exciting day of the hack period, we'll give you a detailed briefing on the first and the second pitching round, but keep in mind the pitch deadline and the times that you will need to be present. The deliverables, of course, something that we'll have to deal on with later on, but just to give you a piece of or ease of mind, let's say, the concept deliverable will be just basic description paragraph of your solution direction. So it doesn't need to be too concrete yet, but indicating where you would like to go to and what you would like to work on with your team. So kind of like an aligned vision. And then, of course, the pitch deliverables will be your presentation and your prototype files, which will be uploaded in your team folder. More information on that coming later on. For now, let's dive into the setup. Lana, could you tell us a little bit more about why are we going hybrid?
Yes, was a great pleasure. So because of the COVID-19 past couple of years, Hackathon for Good was only online. We can finally bring it back to real life again. But we still keep in mind that Hackathon for Good is an international hackathon. So we try to include people from around the world, and we don't want to force them to come to The Hague, of course, to the Netherlands to have it to participate here. So that's why we give you the opportunity to join us in a hybrid way. So people who are located in the Netherlands or close by, you're very welcome to come to our hub in The Hague to join for 48-hour in person. We will have dedicated desks with fast Wi-Fi, food, drinks, music, fun, basically everything that you need for a proper hacking period. But if you're joining online, we're not going to leave you alone. You can still join us virtually. We will have live streams with countdown, with hackathon music, with all the updates. You, of course, will join our platform where you will get all the latest updates, and you will be able to book your mentor sessions and chat with your team, of course. And yeah, we're encouraging everyone to join the way they feel comfortable with. And yeah, this is the first time we're doing it hybrid, and we're very, very excited to see how that will go. We have a big team to work on it. And yeah, we hope that you all will feel welcome no matter how you join us. Yeah, let's go to the next one. So whether you decided to join already or you're still thinking about joining, I want to give you a couple of tips or steps that you will need to do, or you don't need to do everything, but something that's advisable to do. Every week we're now posting new challenges on our website, and this week we're updating them as well. And I suggest you to go on our website and start checking out the challenges already, because soon we will open the registration and you will have to pick your challenge really quick, because we have limited spots available per challenge. So that's why, yeah, I'm trying to anticipate that you should check the website time to time to see what we have there. Before the hackathon for good, once you selected your challenge and we placed you, let's say, in per challenge, teams per challenge, you will get access to Hackathon for Good platform. And in this platform, of course, you will get all the resources, you will get the possibility to talk to mentors, to organizers. So as I mentioned before, it's an online space where you can go anytime during the day and get something about Hackathon for Good, get answers to your questions, or chat to your team. Yeah, we of course suggest you to get to know your team, because Hackathon for Good, we don't exclude people to join if they want to join by themselves. So if you're joining as an individual, we will set you into a team. And of course, we advise you to get to know your team before you start hacking all together. Another important thing is to block important dates. So the 19th of November is the kickoff, very important that you attend that one. The 24th is, of course, the what is it, the countdown? Yeah, the deliverable. And then we start hacking from 25th to 27. And these are the days that you have to be there. I mean, I know even if you don't have much time, just make sure that at least one person from your team is there to keep you on track and so you know what's going on. And yeah, at the end, you just choose full fast track. And yeah, I would say just get into the mood, read about your challenges, pick something that you like, that you feel comfortable with, and yeah, sign up and yeah, register for the challenge.
Or challenge yourself on, all right? So if you see a challenge perhaps that is a little bit out of your comfort zone, feel free to use that as an opportunity to learn something new.
Yeah, for sure. So this is a little very simplified onboarding process for you. So for now, we opened pre-registration where people already registered and showed their interest in joining Hackathon for Good. Once we have all the challenges ready and announced, this will happen in upcoming weeks, we open a full registration. So those people who already pre-registered, they get the first chance to pick their challenge and pick a fast or full track if they want to follow. And after that, the individuals, people who joined by themselves, we will set them into a team, and then they will be on board on the platform. And from the other hand, teams who joined, they will be onboarded on the platform with the whole team. So you all will have access to all the materials and resources, yeah, once we set you to the platform. And yeah, I think that should be a smooth process. We'll see how that goes.
Thank you very much, Lana. And I see, of course, Ian is now sharing in the chat that he would love to join us in The Hague, but he doesn't know anybody here. Ian, use this opportunity. Feel free to, yeah, maybe drop your email in the chat if you like. There are a couple of people based here in the Netherlands. Maybe it's nice to connect. And if you're, yeah, really interested in being on location, you can always reach out to us as well. Perhaps there is a way to have you here with us. And one more thing, of course, that I would like to mention, yeah, we are really working on this Hackathon for Good platform. We started our first MVP last year, for those of you that have joined us in the 4th edition. And we are excited that this year the platform will actually become the main space for our community. So it is not something that will be only active during this Hackathon week, but you can stay on the platform over time and for coming up editions or even international editions that we do in other countries. So yeah, really looking forward to that and looking forward to getting your feedback on it. But for now, of course, most importantly, and I think most interesting for you are the challenges. We have already published a few of them. They are popping up every week. Tomorrow will be the announcement of the 4th challenge, so stay tuned for that. We have already on the website the Business Intelligence for Sustainable Flower Production, which is a partnership between a startup, LG Flowers, and Greenport, which is a very big organization here in the Netherlands that is driving innovation and development in the horticultural and agriculture sector. So my tip for you here is really explore this challenge. They provide amazing follow-up opportunities. We had a winning team from last year that is currently developing their startup. with the support of Greenport. So really, really nice challenge owner, very involved. They have 2 challenges with us this year. So yeah, make sure to check them out. Then second, we have the combating international corruption by using open data. This is a great initiative from Integrity Initiatives International, who are building up the base for an international anti-corruption court, and are bringing very, very skilled and interesting experts from the field. So if you're curious to meet them and to learn all about this somewhat secretive environment, of course, and bring it into the open, make sure to sign up for that challenge. Then we have, of course, one of the biggest partners of the Hackathon for Good, the Municipality of The Hague, which are very much involved in sustainable impact here in the Netherlands. And they're also trying to innovate new solutions which can be scaled to other municipalities, which is the case with this challenge. So they want to work together with local entrepreneurs in The Hague on evaluating and improving policies for business impact. And hopefully in the future, that solution can be scaled to other municipalities within the Netherlands, or who knows, perhaps across the world. So if you're looking for big impact, yeah, go for this one. In business, of course. And last but not least, the challenge that was published today is on future of greenhouse energy and heat efficiency. So this is the second challenge from Greenport. They're collaborating with the province of South Holland, which is another big organization here in the Netherlands. And they really are struggling with guiding the greenhouse growers into the sustainable direction, because as you can imagine, this kind of businesses and production is enormous, and it takes a lot of planning, and it needs to be as stable as possible, which of course is very challenged currently due to the fluctuating markets. So this is why they want to offer this support to the farmers and to the greenhouse growers, which of course at first sight might seem like a local issue, but we are working with international agriculture and horticulture businesses and startups who can very much benefit from these solutions as well. So look at this on a global impact scale as well. And then the 2 challenges that are still in the making. We have a collaboration with the police, and they want to focus on the cybersecurity of noise sensors and other devices that can be used in a smart city infrastructure. But the exact challenge formulation will be shared with you shortly on the website. And same goes for the open source data diode, which is a very, very curious project, very interesting solution that has been developing over the years, and now they're looking forward to taking the next step. So if you want to be part of an ongoing collaborative project that involves both hardware and software, take a look at the open source data diode topic.
Exciting.
So, yes, indeed, Lana, we're really looking forward to see which of the challenges you all are going to pick. And to summarize today, here is an overview of all of the important dates that we have mentioned so far. So today we talked mainly about the program and the materials that you will have access to if you're a team in the Hackathon for Good. But our next event, which is called Data for Good event, that will be focused on the tooling. So what will AWS provide? Join us to hear their exciting announcements. And we'll also get a demo from AWS and a demonstration from the exciting new technology that I mentioned from Roadman Labs. So make sure not to miss that. Additionally, the Data for Good is our chance to give a sneak peek to all of you that are still doubting. You'll get a sneak peek into the data that will be available per challenge, and get to meet Gagan, who is our data lead, our data expert, who will support you in this process, even if you're not a hacker or not a developer, right? We're really looking here at multidisciplinary teams with designers and business professionals as well. So that is on the 8th of November. Then going forward, choosing your challenge, as Lana mentioned, very important. If you pre-register now, you'll get the chance to pick first. So yeah, if you feel ready to commit, make sure to register already individually or with a team. We're going to be closing the registration on the 13th of November at the end of the day, Central European time. Then going forward, once all the teams are onboarded, we'll kick off on the 19th of November. For those of you who have chosen the full track, you can go over the support program, and all of the fast trackers will meet you at the countdown where we will go over some of the concepts that have been delivered, and we'll of course start the exciting hacking activities. So 48 hours full on fun activities, but also educational and supporting consultations. All of this culminating in the pitching day, of course. The pitching will start at 2 o'clock Central European time, with the first round being about an hour usually. And then we will go on forward with all the winners from the challenge round into the overall hackathon competition. So this is our summary for the program. We're excited to hear all of your questions. I see that there is already something in the chat. So feel free to drop your questions in the chat if you cannot unmute now, or just openly interact with us in the call.
Yeah, and I would just add that we have 15 minutes left, but if it takes longer or shorter, that's also fine. In case if you don't have your questions yet, or you want to have some time to think about it, I'm going to leave my email address here so that you can contact me and email to me any sorts of questions that you may have, because I will be responsible for team formation, for team communication. So most likely you will see and hear me more. But for now, I will just leave you my email address so you can email to me all kinds of questions that you might have.
Perfect. Thank you, Lana. And we have our first question in. When will the teams be assembled if you have selected to join as a team? Jennifer, are you referring if you have joined as an individual, I guess, right? So if you don't have any team members yet, yes. If you don't have any team members yet, but you have registered as an individual, then Lana, as we heard now, Lana will be helping out find the perfect teammates depending on your interests. Lana, if you want to elaborate on that, perhaps?
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit more about that. So after we close the registration, the next day we start assembling teams. And the way that we will be assembling teams is very simple. In the questionnaire, you always tell us the challenge that you're interested in, the skills that you have, and the way that you want to join, fast or full track. And depending on that, we will be putting you together in a team with multidisciplinary team. So we always try to put people with different skill sets in one team so they can create a more diverse team and have more expertise in the team. The teams will be, of course, consist at least of, I think, 3 to 5 people. And yeah, depending on the people who sign up, depending on the skills, you'll be placed in a team. Once you're in a team, you all will get a notification. You all will be added to a platform as a team, and you will have your own chat where you can meet each other and start chatting. And yeah, basically that's the process.
And this is why, of course, we close the registration on the end of the day on the 13th, so that we have enough time to onboard all of you, and so that you have enough time to get to know each other. We have one more question from Ian. How are the teams being assigned for international participants, especially for individuals? Are they grouped according to their skill set and experience? Yes, Ian. So indeed, as Lana mentioned, we're aiming at multidisciplinary teams to have all-round solutions. I can imagine that looking at your time zone, it might be handy to consider that as well in the team formation. So I think that Lana and the rest of the team will do their best, of course, to make it as fitting as possible.
Yeah, for sure. An example from the last year, we had quite a lot of people who joined us from India. So we actually had quite some purely Indian teams because there were so many people who joined, and it was convenient for them to be in one team because they're all in one time zone. So of course we always ask where you're located. So we will also look at that, your time zone and your preferences. Yeah.
So of course, if you have any friends or colleagues that you think might be interested, feel free to invite them to register individually, and who knows, maybe you will end up in the same team. We have another question. Would you recommend having a week of accommodation in The Hague if choosing the full track? Good question, Jennifer. I would say that if you would like to visit The Hague, a full week is not necessary. So the activities that we will have on location are during the 48-hour hack. So that is then starting on Friday, 25th, all the way up to the 27th. So if you cannot do a full week, at least that Friday and the weekend would be sufficient. If you choose the full track, all of the support program activities will be hosted in a hybrid way, so you can join them online. Therefore, you don't have to be in The Hague for a whole week.
Hope yeah, that, and of course it's I wouldn't say it's more fun, but it's amazing to actually be here and experience it together with people, to meet the team, to meet us personally, and yeah, celebrate together.
Yeah.
So if you have the opportunity to come, you should definitely do that. But if not, don't worry. We'll have some fun activities for online people as well.
Yeah, and yeah, as I mentioned, the on-location activities are during the 48-hour hack. Just to be clear on that, right? So we start on Friday, 12 o'clock, and then all the way until Sunday. You can join us at The Hague Tech. So the Hague Tech is our hub. It is like a, sorry, I lost the word. It's a co-working space. Yes, thank you, Lana. It's a co-working space closely located to the center and to the train. So it is very conveniently connected by public transport. I see Ian had the same question, just like Jennifer. Anybody else has questions? Something that pops to mind?
Yeah, let's see. And yeah, if you don't have any more questions right now, just as I mentioned, feel free to reach out.
And yeah, and of course, Lana, maybe it's also smart to share here the link to our FAQ. On the website, we have a page with some of the frequently asked questions. So yeah, if you have missed something or if we missed something, you can most likely find it there. I see we have something coming in. Are all the challenges on the screen? Yes, so these will be all the challenges for this year. We have now 3 of them published on the website. Tomorrow we'll be publishing the challenge from the municipality, and the other 2 that are in the making, they will be published as soon as possible. It is really a matter of arranging resources and data sets and so on, which, as you probably most of you know, is quite a big challenge on its own, especially making sure that it is open data or that it is secured and anonymized in a way that you all can use it. And this is where, of course, one of our partners, Roseman Labs, comes into amazing role this year. Because they're making possible for highly sensitive data to be analyzed and made available for such hackathon activities. So yes, Jennifer, these are all the topics at the moment. Will domain experts be available both on site and online? I guess you're referring to the tooling, right? So we will have, I believe, 2 experts from AWS who will be available online to assist you with any kind of questions or struggles. And the same goes for Roseman Labs. I think they will all be joining online. I will double check for Roseman Labs because they are based in The Hague, so perhaps they could have a representative on location. I think it's also handy to mention here that both of our tools partners will have an introductory session on the Data for Good event. So there you can really get to know a little bit what they will be providing. And if you really want to dive into the details and go to their workshop, make sure to join the full program, the full track, I mean, because during the support program, AWS and Roseman Labs will have a workshop on how to use their tools, some tips and tricks, and yeah, basically how to use these new technologies or data sets in the case of AWS as well. Oh, thank you, Lana. Yes. So
Yes.
from the chat now, you can access the Data for Good event, so you can register for that as well. And yes, we usually record all of our events. They're not openly shared, which is something that we could consider, of course. But Jennifer, if you are interested in the recording of the Data for Good event, because you cannot attend, for example, feel free to reach out to Lana or to me. I think we can definitely make that work. The only thing that I would like to highlight for you is that if we are recording a Zoom event like this, the breakouts are not always recorded. So you might not be able to see the demonstrations, which will be handled in breakout rooms. But the main sneak peek of the data, I think that will not be an issue.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I see
We
Jennifer
have,
and Ian are very active. Ruben, Roberta, Carva, anybody else has questions?
yes, I will leave the email once again.
Yes, feel free to email Lana,
Yeah.
Tracy. We have more participants. Is anybody has any questions, or if you prefer not to type, feel free to unmute and just ask us like this. And thank you, Ian. Thank you for joining. Check out the FAQs.
Yeah.
No
So
questions at the moment.
feel free to reach us out, and yeah, thank you very much. Pre-register, just scan this QR code and go to our website to be the first ones to pick a challenge. And yeah, we're looking forward to meet you all and to yeah, start the hackathon. Great.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you all for joining.